Hey guys, Gary Pegues here, and I wanted to take just a few minutes and talk specifically to our new agents that are out there getting started or about to get started, asking a lot of questions about the what needs to take place early versus step 2 and 3, etc. And I know that can be a very anxious time for you, but I want to talk for a minute about some of the most important items or skill sets that you need to perfect in your first 30 days of getting started. I think that's pretty important. Yet when I'm in Atlanta and we're listening to other people train, or we're at a conference and they're talking about at different training things, these are questions that tend to never come up with a room full of new agents, yet I feel like they're one of the most important things, or a couple of the most important things that they need to know. And here's why new agents tend to not ask these particular questions that I'm about to go over. All right. We as just human beings in general tend not to ask questions about things that we're most familiar with. Okay. If you're familiar with it and you're comfortable with it, you don't ask questions. You ask questions about the things that you're unfamiliar with. Okay. But in this business, the most important things to know and to get good at the beginning are the things that you are most familiar with. And you don't necessarily need to have the answers right now with the things that you're not familiar with. And here's what I mean by that. All right. Two of the most important things you need to know going in are phone script and the objections that go along with those phone scripts, being good on the phone. The second thing is having a good schedule, or how to plan a good schedule. Now, that goes back to what I just said a minute ago. Most agents don't ask questions about those things. Why? Because we talk on our phones, most of the day. We've got the phone hooked to our head, talking to other people, family members, friends, etc. All right. And for the most part, we in our minds know how to run a good schedule because every week is a schedule in our lives. So we don't tend to ask questions about how are we good on the phone, how to get good on the phone, and how to create a good schedule, because those are things that we're familiar with. Okay. So everybody you talk to as a new agent, none of them are worried about getting on the phone with people, right? Oh, I talk to people all the time. I'm good on the phone. I have no problems with that. Let's skip that part. Don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about the products. Let's talk about what type of policies we're going to be writing and things like that. So they disregard getting good on the phone. That's the number one mistake new agents make, is they discard that item instead of getting really good in the first 30 days, that and the objections that come along with it. Okay. So same thing with a good schedule. So what I'm going to talk about here in just a second, and this, if you can write down anything, write this down. New agents, get good at all the things that have nothing to do with life insurance. All right. That's real important. Get good at all the things that have nothing to do with life insurance. And that number one is get good on the phone and get good at overcoming the objections that you're going to get when you are on the phone. Okay. And the second thing is just be good at a good schedule. We'll talk about schedule later. What I want to talk about today is a good phone script and getting comfortable, and why it's important to do and say certain things on the phone and make the client comfortable while you're on the phone trying to set the appointment. Okay. Remember this with phone script. Okay. Number one rule is you gotta really understand the purpose of the phone script and why you're calling these clients. The purpose of the phone call is to set an appointment. Period. That's it. The purpose of the phone call is not to talk about life insurance. It's not to sell life insurance. It's not to ask them health questions to see if they qualify for life insurance. It's not to see if they already have life insurance. It's to set an appointment. And the reason that's important is because we'll start to get long-winded and start asking all these questions and throw the ball into their court and give them the phone where they do most of the talking, and you lose the appointment. The discussion about all of those other things happens in the home. If you don't get in the home or you don't set an appointment, all that other stuff really doesn't matter. So you got to get good at getting on the phone. If you're talking to a lot of people and you're getting people on the phone, but you're not setting appointments, it's you. Okay. It's not the people, it's you. So understand that part and that piece of the puzzle is the most important thing. Okay. A couple of things when you are practicing your phone script, guys. Practicing it alone is normal. When you first start, you're really getting to know the phone script and what that looks like, sounds like to yourself. But more importantly, when you get the phone script and you're practicing it, it's important that you practice with somebody, or it's important that you record yourself, play it back to yourself, send that recording to your manager, or send it to another agent who's been in the field for a while and knows a good script to a bad phone script. Most of us will listen to our recording and will think that's awful. Okay, I would hang up on that person if they called me. So that's good. So record yourself and send it to somebody else. I get my agents do that all the time. They'll send me 3 or 4 recordings and he'll let me pick it apart and find out if this is a good one versus a bad one. The other thing you need to do is you need to role play with somebody. So that could be your spouse, could be your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, but do a recording actually with you and him or her as the client. Okay, and just do it. Ring and ask the person questions and do those kind of things. That's real important. Okay, because if you discard that piece of your skill set as not important, then you're going to fail and you're going to burn through leads about as fast as you get the leads. All right, so really get good at that. Ask your manager for tips on what to say, what not to say, your tone, the rhythm that you say it. All of those things are important. All right, so don't discard them. Listen to your manager. He's made the mistakes before. And they don't want you to make the same mistakes. They want you to book appointments, and that's the bottom line. Okay? Make your clients that you're calling, make them comfortable on the phone. Well, how do you do that? You do that with tone. You do that in the order, the way that you say what you say, and in the order that you say it. Okay? One of the things that makes clients comfortable on the phone is when they get to talk about or they get to hear information that is familiar to them. Okay? Example, when you call them and you confirm their address, okay, or you call them and you confirm their age, all right, whether they smoke or not, all right, or they get to talk about the street that they live on, or what color their house is, or what color their car is, or whether or not they have a dog. So when they get to hear or say something that is familiar to them, they become more familiar or more comfortable with you, okay? And what I'm going to do on this call is I'm just going to go through a final expense phone script, and I'm going to start with a Facebook final expense phone script, since a lot of you agents are getting Facebook leads first, so it's important that you hear that, or at least how I do it. You'll hear a lot of other ones, but I'll give you my version, and you can take whatever nuggets you like from it versus somebody else's and create your own that you feel comfortable with, okay? Then I'm going to go through a final expense mailer that they actually got in the mail, filled it out, sent it back. Okay, and I'll break down kind of why I say the things that I say in the order that I say them. So we'll start with the Facebook lead, final expense. When you get those, obviously you get a lot of information. You get their favorite hobby or color. Sometimes you get both. Okay, and this is what I say when I'm calling a Facebook lead. All right, ring, they pick up. John? Yeah, hey, John, it's Gary. I'm over here at the local benefits center here in town, and hey, we got that card or that form you filled out online and sent back to us. It was the one where you put your favorite color was blue. Do you remember that? Yes. Okay, great. My name's Gary. I'm just the field underwriter that's assigned to your paperwork, and I just need to confirm a couple of things that you put here on the form just to make sure I got the right person. You put your favorite color was blue. You put your age or your birthday was 2/24/48. Is that right? Is that yours? Okay, got it. And you're at the 325 house there on Main Street. Is that right? Yes. Okay, perfect. Well, listen, the office has got me down Main Street on Tuesday and Wednesday. There's about 13 other folks I got to bring this stuff to. So, is the number on the mailbox, John, or is it on the house? It's on. Okay, it's on the mailbox. Perfect. Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to be down your area Tuesday and Wednesday. Are you working days or nights, or are you retired? You're retired? Okay, perfect. And it didn't have on here whether you were married or widow, or is it just you? It's just you. Okay. Well, perfect. Well, listen, I'm going to be down there. I know in the morning on both of those days. Is 9, 10:30, or 12 o'clock? Which one of those times works best for you? 10:30. Okay. All right, perfect. You said I would see it on the mailbox, right? Is there a car in the driveway? Is there, or what color is your house? Or, all right, it's a blue truck. Got it. All right, good. Yellow house. Okay, perfect. Well, listen, I drive a little black car. So when you see me pull up at the house there about 10:30 tomorrow, you'll know it's me, okay? It's Gary. I'm kind of a short guy. I'll have a name badge hanging around my neck, so you'll know it's me, okay? All right, perfect. Do me a favor, just write that down on the schedule, 10:30 tomorrow, so you don't forget about me. And I will see you, John, I'll see you tomorrow around 10:30, okay? Great, thanks. Goodbye. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I do in that. Number one, first thing when he picks up the phone is I say, John, ? Okay, because I just want an answer. Second thing I do is I tell him that I'm the field underwriter assigned to his case. I'm the one that's required to bring this information out to him. So most people want to accommodate you. Most people are nice, and most people do want to accommodate you. They do want to make it easy for you if they can. All right, which is why I'll also say, listen, I'm going to name their street. So I'm going to say, listen, they got me down Main Street Tuesday and Wednesday with a couple other families. I'm required to get this information out to you. I just want to make sure I do it. So I want to make sure that they hear their street. Again, just familiarity. They hear the street, because normally when they hear you're going to be down their street, they're going to do their best to accommodate you while you're down their street, while you're in their area. Okay, so I'll mention that. I will refer back to their car. I'll ask them the color of their car or the color of their house, and mention to them the color of my car and maybe what I look like or anything. I'm just trying to give them some familiarity to make them feel comfortable. Okay, and as you all have heard before, probably. I give them a couple of options in regards to time. I'm going to be there at 9, 10:30, and 12. Which one works best for you? And they will normally pick one. All right. Make sure that you're giving them times that works in your schedule. Okay. Remember, you're the doctor. You tell them what's available for you. You don't let them dictate the world or what time it works best for them anytime during the day. Okay. You give them too many options, and you say anytime on Tuesday and Wednesday, then that's too much for them to, they'll say, oh, well, let me call you back after I've figured out what my schedule is, something like that. So make sure you be definitive about the 2 or 3 times that you're going to give them, okay? The final expense mailer, same thing. And remember, this is a mailer that they have written by hand, and they have filled out, put it in the mailbox, and sent it back to you. Okay, so they're a little more likely to probably remember those because, again, they wrote it with their hand, they walked to the mailbox, put the flag up, all right? So final expense mailer goes like this, anything that they've put back in the mailbox. Hey, John, hey, John, it's Gary. I'm over here at the benefits center here in town, and I just wanted to let you know, I'm just calling to let you know, we got that little card that you filled out and you sent back in the mail to us. You put your age was 54. Is that right? I got the right guy? Okay, yeah, okay, yep. It was the one about the new state-regulated life insurance programs. It looks like you probably qualified. That's why I got it. I'm the field underwriter assigned to your case and to your card. I'm looking at it right now, so I just want to make sure. Let me confirm a couple of things you wrote here, just to make sure I got the right person. You put your age was 54, right? Got it, okay. And you're a non-smoker, is that right? All right, perfect. And you put where it says spouse, you put NA. Is that you're not married currently, right? Or you? Okay, got it. All right, it's just you. And you're at the 123 Main Street house there in Montgomery? Yep, okay, that's what I got. I know exactly where you are. Well, listen, the office has got me in your street or down your street on Tuesday and Wednesday. There's about 12 other people I got to bring this stuff to. Are you working these days, or are you retired? You're retired. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to be down your street both days in the morning, I know. So I can do 9, 10:30, or 12. Which one of those times is better for you? 10:30. Perfect. Okay, that works in my schedule too. I'll be right down the street with somebody else not too far from you. So that works out. Okay, good. Now, am I going to see the 123 on the mailbox, John, or is it on the house somewhere? It's on the mailbox. Okay. Perfect. All right. Is any cars I might see in the driveway just to make sure I get the right house? Okay. Got it. Red car. Okay, perfect. Well, listen, do me a favor, write this down, 10:30 tomorrow. You can also write down black car. You can write down Gary. Okay, so 10:30, black car, Gary, that's me. When you see me pull up around 10:30, you'll know it's me and not a perfect stranger. Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, look, I look forward to seeing you. And if you have any questions, we'll review it then, but I'll see you tomorrow at 10:30. Okay. Thanks, John. Bye-bye. All right, so a couple of things, same thing, just trying to build a little familiarity by providing them the information that you already know on the card, right? Their age, whether they're married or not, whether they smoke or not possibly, and their address. Let them share with you maybe if there's a car in the driveway, color, house, numbers on the mailbox or the house, and things like that. Make them feel comfortable with the conversation by giving them some familiar items that they can share back to you as well. Okay, most people, when you start doing that, will start walking you down the street on how to get to their house. All right, they'll say things like, well, you know where the Chevron gas station is, right? Yeah, you know, you're going to turn left there, you're going to go down to that white church, you'll pass a church and then a water tower, and then you'll take a left at the water tower, and then you'll see my greenhouse. Okay, and if they start talking to you about how to get to their house, let them do that. Because what they're doing is they're visualizing your little black car driving and making those turns. It gives them more familiarity, and it'll help them remember that you're coming tomorrow at 10:30. The other thing I also do, if you notice, is I'm going to repeat the day and the time that we have the appointment about 4 or 5 times before I hang up. Okay, at the beginning, in the middle, at the end, you'll hear me say, okay, great, write this down. I'll see you tomorrow, 10:30. Great, John, thanks. 10:30. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 10:30. Okay, again, just trying to eliminate as many no-shows as you can, or at least limit those, is helpful, even though you'll get them from time to time. Okay. I hope that helps you. Again, I just wanted to go through what I feel like are some of the most important things that you need to know. And if you take any notes, guys, just remember this: get good at the things that have nothing to do with life insurance. Get good at those first, and I promise you, things will get better in the field for you. You'll help more families. You'll help yourself and your family by making more sales if you'll do that. Okay. Really get good at phone scripts, get good at the objections, have your partner or your manager throw some objections out at you so that you'll know how to respond when they say this or that. Okay, that's really important. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys kill it in your first 30 days in the field, new agents. Thanks. Have a great day.